In January 2022, Blackberry announced to decommission its phone's infrastructure. On its peak, Blackberry boasted over 50 million users. But in 2017, that number plummeted to around 4 million. In 2007, Steve Jobs introduces the first iPhone. It's a moment that sits heavily on a film that knows what happens to Blackberry in the future. The iPhone reveal was included because it was a game-changing innovation, and it affected the industry and the way in which consumers use smartphones in the years after. But question is that what has happened to the Blackberry company? What are reasons behind the sudden decline? Did Apple's iPhone really kill Blackberry all on its own? The iPhone's introduction didn't immediately destroy Blackberry. In fact, the iPhone's user base continued to grow, and the company was profitable for several years after. It wasn't until early 2011 that the company fully began its descent. The late 2000s proved Blackberry couldn't keep up with the competition and start losing market share. The release of the iPhone 4 in 2010 was the beginning of the end for Blackberry, as iPhone became the most popular smartphone in the US. Although Blackberry had not considered iPhones and Android-based phones as a threat, because of its offerings primarily focusing on corporates and business professionals. However, the users started to feel what the Blackberry lacked, and they started to make switches to the iPhones or the early Android phones. Both iOS and Android-based phones offered their users plenty of applications for their day-to-day usage. However, Blackberry had no such offerings. As the company failed to meet consumer expectations, the company stopped making smartphones based on its own operating system. It started launching smartphones based on Android OS. At this time, it was too late to capture the market. This led more steep downward and causes many customers to disappoint. Finally, it was announced to end the Blackberry in 2022.